Good morning, everybody. Today we are going to do another get ready. I have a couple of videos that I need to film, so I am just going to sit and do my base makeup. My eyes will be a separate video. I'm going to film a look with the Blood Money palette because I had some requests from people that wanted to see some looks or a look, so I'm going to film that. So this video is just going to be my base. I'm off today, but I'm going to do my makeup like I would if I was going to work. So I'm just going to put foundation from here up just because I'm going to also do a lip swatching video, and I think it'll be easier if I don't have foundation. And then say hello to the newest member. This is Charlie Brewster. If anybody knows what movie that character is from, leave me a comment down below. It's one of my favorite 80s horror movies, so there's a little clue. But yeah, this is Charlie. We had a cat a while ago. Her name was Miss Kitty. Got her from a friend. She stayed in our basement. She didn't like our dogs, so I felt kind of bad. So when a friend of mine moved to Phoenix, she was like, oh, I'm gonna get a cat. I was like, well, just take Miss Kitty. She was a blue, like a Russian blue, like purebred. So she was a nice cat, expensive, but she didn't like the dogs, and I felt bad for her being downstairs by herself all the time, so we gave her away. Well, we started getting mice. I think the reason we didn't have mice was because the cat was downstairs, because that's where they come in at, and then they make their way upstairs. So we've, oh gosh, in the last few months, gotten like 6. I mean, my smaller dog is a good mouser, but she has to be kenneled in her crate during the day, so she's not able to get as many. So we figured if we got a kitten, maybe he could get used. I'm just going to go in with my Pure Lace Watermelon Balm. So we figured if we got a kitten, maybe he could get used to the dogs. He is a boy. We did want a girl. My mother-in-law's coworker had some kittens that she was giving away. All the 2 girls were already gone. She had the 3 boys left. My dog's outside. The dogs are outside, but we've only had him for like 3 days. So they're still trying to get used to each other. So they are able to all sleep in the bed with us. Not well, so I haven't been sleeping well because they're up till like 11:30 or 12. Just because it takes them a while to settle down. So I think they're figuring it out. It just takes time. He wasn't really around dogs. The lady that had them has dogs, so they knew kind of what dogs were, but she didn't have the dogs around the kittens from the get-go, which probably would have helped if she had. One of her dogs is a pit bull, so I think she was worried about the dog with the kittens, but I know some people have pit bulls and they're fine. So I don't know if was an older dog and she was worried about him being aggressive. I don't know. So she didn't really have the dogs around the kittens, needless to say. So he does not like the dogs. The dogs, my husky, I think, thinks he's a small dog and wants to play with him, but he doesn't want to play with her, so she's upset. And then my smaller dog thinks she's the alpha and is trying to bully him. So, and he's not having it. So that's kind of where we're at with the cat and the dogs, but I think they're figuring it out. I do have an area in the closet. We have a walk-in closet in our bedroom, so I have one of our plastic baby gates up, so his litter box and his food, and like the first night he slept in there. Well, he doesn't want to sleep in there. He refuses. He wants to sleep in the bed, even though he doesn't like the dog. So the last 2 nights, he's slept in the bed with the dogs. So like I said, they're just up late because the dogs want to smell him and look at him, and so I'm just a little bit tired. So I just went in. I have like 2 more of these, the Avant Hyaluronic Vitamin C. I like this. Like I said, I have 2 more. I got another one in a subscription box, and then I bought one through the Boxy pop-up. So I do have 2. It's an expensive moisturizer when you buy it from the company because I think it comes in a glass jar. I don't mind it being in the squeezy tube. And then I'm going to go back in with my Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base. I've refilled my little jar. I have a full size of this in my bathroom, and it's just kind of big for in here. It probably seems excessive that I'm using like 3 moisturizers, but my skin is really dry. But I mean, I probably could fit that jar in here, but it'd be a tight squeeze. So I just decided to keep this. And then I am planning on flying on the airplane to go to Montana to visit my grandma and my uncles for 2 weeks. So this will be better for the airplane. And the garbage truck is outside picking up my recycle. I was wondering if we finally got trash service, fun fact. We didn't have any for a long time. We live out in the desert, so we would throw the bags down below, and then Mike would just go to the dump, take them to the dump when he was home. He'd put them all in the back of the pickup and take them. Well, I think he finally got tired of doing it. We've been in this house for almost 3 years, so we finally got trash and recycle. So far I've been good about putting out the cans. So there's some updates with that, so I'm just gonna let that soak in for just a minute. I'll go in. This can be used like just as a primer too. Like it's a moisturizing primer, but I use it as like a bougie third moisturizer. Another decent one is the Glow Recipe, the banana souffle. I don't like it well enough to get a full-size box. Charm has had it in their pop-up sales, but I just think it's comparable to like this one, and then like their watermelon moisturizer. Like I still need to put another layer on with it, so I've just never bought it. I'm going to go in with my favorite combo, the Urban Decay Optical Illusion, and then my Becca Backlight Priming Filter. My name is starting to get rubbed off, but I got this like 2 years ago. I don't know, I've had this for a while. One of the, like, this is expensive, but this will last forever, and it's in a pump, so I feel like it lasts longer than something like in a jar, because it's not, the product isn't directly being exposed to air, and you're not touching it, so you're not contaminating it with bacteria. I don't know, it's worth it, especially if you can get it on like the Sephora VIB sale. It's one of those things that I got from like the Sephora Play. Like I had a mini of it, and that mini lasted me forever. So I finally bought it, and you can see I have used it, but a little bit goes a long way. So I think it is worth it. It's one of the, if you like a pore filling primer, it's one of the best. It's better than the Benefit, in my opinion. You get more in it, and like I said, the product lasts forever, and it layers really well. It plays well with this, the backlight, which I feel like blurs a little bit, gives me a little bit more moisture. Like my skin is so dry that I use 2 eye creams, 2 moisturizers. I do put skincare on at night. I'm just not drinking enough water, and it's worse now that I'm pregnant because I'm even more dehydrated. But if you don't want to spend the money on the Urban Decay, the e.l.f. Putty Primer is good. And I do like their illuminating one. I think my skin is so dry that this doesn't make me look greasy. Some people I've heard say that they feel like that makes them look greasy. But I like looking super glowy, and I don't feel like I look greasy. I could be in denial about that, but okay, so I'm just going to use my Pure Tinted Moisturizer. I was going to use my one of my foundations, but I like the way this looks. I use a little bit of concealer on my forehead and under my eyes with it, so I think this is plenty because I'm not going to work. I'm just going to film a couple of videos, and then I need to try and did my laundry last night. I'm going to try and put it away. My daughter goes, I'm filming this on Wednesday. My daughter goes to preschool on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if I'm off on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, I try and film. I wasn't off before because my work schedule was so bad. I'm no longer at Supercuts. I put in my notice and I started over at Cost Cutters, and I'm just doing part-time, and my schedule is a million times better. So I have days off. Like, I'm off Wednesday, and then I'm off Friday, and then Sunday. It's been a lot better. Can you leave my pants alone? He's chewing on the string on my sweatpants. Okay, let's go in here. I forget still where I put things. So I'm just gonna use my Becca under eye corrector. My Pixie. Becca has one. If you could snag it before they go out of business. This is the Pixie one, and I think it's comparable. I think that's why I never bought the Becca one, because I feel like they're almost the same. And this one's significantly cheaper. This one I feel like is still expensive. I think this one's like 12, but the Becca one's like 22 or closer to 30, so it's definitely cheaper to get the Pixie. I think Pixie is like high-end drugstore with like Physicians Formula. There's a couple other brands. I see them at Target. First Aid Beauty. I know they sell First Aid Beauty at Sephora, but they sell it at Target too. You're getting into the high-end drugstore. Like NYX is getting into the higher-end drugstore. Sonia Kashuk, I feel like, is a higher-end drugstore. Because there's some stuff that I look at and I'm like, if I'm going to pay that, I might as well go to Sephora or Ulta and get the high-end version. I think that's why I just went in with a little bit of my Neutrogena Conceal. This one's in my skin tone, so I like to go in with a little bit of that to help conceal. Like, you can still see a little bit on this side. This side's darker than this side. And then I'm going to do the Maybelline Eraser and then just a little bit of the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer. Yeah, there's definitely some drugstore products that I look at and I'm like, I'm not spending that much at the drugstore. Because I could go buy Too Faced or Urban Decay and spend like $10 more. So there's a lot of stuff like from Physicians Formula that I've never bought because you're getting close to higher end prices. Like I think the butter bronzer that's popular is like $20. For me, like, spending that much, I mean, I know there's high end that are more like, but they're not a lot more. Because there's one from the Sweet Tea one from Too Faced is like $32. So, I mean, you're not that much more. And I've never bought that one either, but hey, can you not tear up my pants? So yeah, there's some drugstore stuff that I've never tried because I just can't. It's a little, like, if I'm gonna, like I said, if I'm gonna spend that much, I'll just spend the extra few dollars and just get a high-end something or other. Okay, so see, I just tap, I do a little bit on my forehead, a little bit, and so that kind of gives me a little bit extra coverage. So make sure it's blended down into my cheeks. And like, you really can't tell that that's a tinted moisturizer, I feel like, at this point. So I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Under Eye Setting Powder. I've been trying to use this up. This is the second or third one. I think I'm almost done. That I bought, and I forgot that I had repurchased this. So I'm trying to just use this up. It's good. You can still get it. I think it's only like $3. You don't get a ton of product. It does last a long time because you're only using it under your eyes. I mean, you can use it in the T-zone. There's nothing. It's just, it's a translucent powder with a little bit of like micro shimmer in it to brighten, I think is all it is. It's not a bad product. I think because the container is so small, it gets forgotten about, is the problem I have, because this is a little bitty, like, travel size container. And then I'm just going to go in with my number 7. This is another, number 7 is another, like this was an expensive like drugstore powder. In my opinion, this was expensive powder for drugstore. It's good. It's a, supposedly it's a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury, which I've never bought any of her stuff. Her stuff's expensive, but this is supposedly a dupe. And this does like blur the skin a little bit. I like it. And I think they do sell shades. I have mine in, no, I bought light. I think they do have a translucent one. I wanted just a hair, like a little bit of coverage. But they do have a few shades, but it is a nice powder. And I do use it a lot, and you can see like I haven't even really made that much of a dip, but it is, number 7 is kind of a pricey drugstore brand. And then I'm just gonna go in my number 7. My Makeup Revolution Skin Finish and Opal Essence. This is a dupe for like the, I think MAC makes a, like a pressed glowy powder, or the Hourglass Ambient Lighting powders. I like this one. I think they have this one in a darker one. You're gonna fall off. Okay, so I'm just gonna put some setting spray and I'll do my eyebrows, and I'll be right back. I did the pencil and the pomade. I'm just gonna finish doing the powder and the brow gel on camera, but I think I forgot to mention I am gonna be at my desk for the next few weeks. As you can see, the lights behind me are gone. I packed up all my filming stuff that was in the bedroom. We painted. I got the, where the, those cabinets are, the crib's gonna go back there. I've got the air purifier in here because of the cat. Mike and I are technically allergic to cats, but my allergies, since we brought that in, have been better, because mine were bad before, I think just from the dogs, but having that in here has made a difference. So anyways, we took the filming stuff out because when Mike comes home the next time, we're gonna move the crib and the dresser and all the baby stuff up. And then the spare room downstairs where all the baby stuff, my holiday decorations, I'm gonna move some of that around, and I will set up my filming stuff down there. But it's one of those, I gotta get it out of here, bring the baby stuff up, and then I can set up. So I had to break everything down. So I will just be filming either at my desk. I do have my big tripod. I'm using my small one, but I have my big tripod up here still. So I'll either film on the floor like I did with my palette video, or I'll just film here at my desk because the lighting, I think, here is going to be a little bit better. But yeah, I will reset everything up downstairs. It's just going to be a little bit of a process because, like I said, we had to move everything out. I vacuumed and I cleaned like half of the carpet in here, and then Mike decided he wanted to paint. So we just painted like this section. So he picked out this blue, and then the cabinets are gray. So I have to clean the carpet in this back half. And then, like I said, when he's home, we'll move the crib. And my old dresser, the baby's gonna take Diana's dresser, and then my in-laws have a dresser for her that was my husband's aunt, but my mother-in-law needs to strip it and paint it, and I don't know when that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna put my old dresser up here, just because it's about the same size as Diana's, so I can kind of figure out where I'm gonna put things. And then if she never gets it finished, then at least there's something up here, because they're not always like the most punctual. So it could take a while for that to get done, and I don't want to harp at her. So I figured I would move my old one up, and that, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. It still works. It was an old one from my parents' house when they lived like outside of Yuma. So worst case scenario, the baby can use that one. And then whenever she gets the other one like stripped and painted, then we can swap it, because it's super light. It doesn't, with the drawers out, it doesn't weigh anything. It's like particle board, so yeah, it doesn't weigh anything. So we'll do that. I think there's a plastic set of drawers downstairs in the guest room that I can bring up. So we're going to move that stuff up when Mike is home and kind of get the baby. I like getting the baby stuff set up early. I'm one of those, I don't like to wait till the month before I'm due because I'm 16 weeks right now. So 4 months. But because Mike is really, like last month, I think Mike was only home like 4 days. It's easier for me to do stuff right now because I'm smaller. So it's a combination of needing to do stuff while I'm still able to, and then trying to get stuff done. Because we're doing stuff a little bit earlier than I did with Diana. But when I was pregnant with Diana, he had a contracting job and worked locally. So he was home every night, whereas now he's not. So I have limited time to get stuff done because he's just not here. Because at first he was like, why are you getting stuff done so early? But he did realize, like, for one, like, it's easier for me to move things right now. I'm just going to go in with the Kaleidos, the gold. And then 2, I need, like, to have stuff kind of prepped so he can help me. Because he's only home for limited days. So it's a lot. I got to, like, maximize his time, essentially, while he's home. So yeah, we are getting stuff set up for the baby earlier. I like to have everything done normally by 6 months because that's what I did with my first daughter, Chloe, my oldest. Her nursery was set up, I think, when I was 6 months. And then I did the same thing with Diana just because worst case scenario, you know, God forbid the baby comes early. I was a preemie, so I'm always like, have the mindset that I could have preemies, even though both of the girls that I currently have were not, but we do have a pretty good idea what the baby is. I have another ultrasound appointment at the end of the month on the 24th. So we will find out for sure, and then I will announce it. So I will do an update. So I will try not to say what, because we had an ultrasound appointment a couple weeks ago and we asked, because they can tell pretty early. So the lady's best guess gave us her best guess, but like all she does is look at ultrasound photos. So I'm sure she's correct. But we'll find out for sure at the end of the month, and I'll do an updated video. I think I'm going to go in with this one. I never use these. These are the Marble Light from Ciate London. This is in Halo. It's a little bit mauvier of a blush. The ones that I really like, I have minis, are the these like glowy blushes. I forget what they're called on the website. It doesn't have the name, but I have 2 of them. This is Matchmaker. Date Night is more of a like a neutral color. They're always out of stock because I was going to go on and order a full size of Date Night because I use it all the time. It's my favorite. It's just like a terracotta-y neutrally blush. But yeah, these and the Marble Light, they're always, because glowy blush I think has gotten popular again. Like they're always out of stock. So I still have my mini. It'll probably last me. I don't need to buy a full size because that mini, like I use it all the time and I have never even made a dent in it. I had 3 of them. I'd gotten 3 of them from when I was still getting Ipsy, and I gave one away because I was like, I don't need to keep all 3. So I have 2 of them. I have a more pinky one and then the more neutrally one, but they're really pretty. Like I said, Date Night's my favorite. So I was like, oh, I could get a full size. Yeah, no. They're never in stock. So I think I'm just going to have the mini forever, which is fine. Now I don't have makeup on the edge of my nose. We'll put a little bit of blush. And then I'll just leave my chin alone. Because like I said, I got to do a lip swatch video. So I'm just going to spray. I think that's it. Spray my face. I've been using, I picked up the e.l.f. This is their Stay All Night. It's supposed to be comparable to the Urban Decay. I don't mind the scent. There's kind of a perfumey smell. I don't mind it. And then I like to go in with a little bit just because I'm trying to use this up. The Tarte Maracuja Miracle Mist. I use multiple sprays even when I use the Urban Decay, just because my skin is so dry. So that's it for the base. And then hopefully you don't mind that it was chatty. We got some life updates. So hopefully that was helpful. So yeah, thank you guys so much for being here with me. Charlie's in the background. I am going to film a tutorial with the blood money, and then I'm also going to be doing a lip swatching video. So those will be up after this one. This one will go up first. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Make sure you are subscribed if you are not already. I try to upload when I am uploading consistently 3 days a week. So I upload Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. When I have videos, I got behind at work for a while because my schedule was so bad, so I just wasn't able to film. Now, I have designated videos, like designated filming days at least once a week. So I should be good at least till the end of the month, and then we'll see what next month looks like. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and keep an eye out for the other 2 videos. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will hopefully see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, everybody.